Bonanza stands as one of the most beloved giants in television history, capturing the hearts of millions with the tight-knit Cartwright family and life on the legendary Ponderosa Ranch. At the center of that unbreakable family bond was Adam Cartwright, played with quiet strength, intellect, and sophisticated charm by Pernell Roberts. But for all the joy the show brought, watching Roberts' final appearance on the series today is genuinely difficult. Knowing that the scene marks the sudden, permanent end of his time on the ranch leaves a heavy, bittersweet weight on the screen. What exactly happened behind the scenes to make his departure so painful for fans to look back on? Welcome back to Royal Time of Hollywood, the making of a Shakespearean cowboy. Long before he ever set foot on the Ponderosa, Pernell Roberts was a young man searching for a grander stage. Born in the small town of Waycross, Georgia, in 1928, he was the only child of a Dr. Pepper salesman. Roberts discovered a deep passion for music and performing early on, but traditional academics failed to hold his interest. After dropping out of Georgia Tech, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in 1946, spending 2 years playing in the military band. When his service ended, a second attempt at college at the University of Maryland introduced him to classical theater. Hooked by the stage, he dropped out for good to chase a full-time acting career. By the mid-1950s, Roberts had established himself as a phenomenal Broadway talent. He even won a prestigious Drama Desk Award in 1955 for his brilliant, troubled portrayal of King Macbeth. He was a pure classical artist, breathing life into Shakespearean characters night after night. However, Hollywood quickly took notice of his rugged looks and commanding voice. Columbia Pictures signed him to a major movie contract in 1957, and he made his big-screen debut alongside legends like Glenn Ford. Because he looked absolutely natural holding a gun and riding a horse, TV executives kept casting him in westerns like Gunsmoke and Have Gun, Will Travel. In 1959, his standout performance as a charming outlaw in the film Ride Lonesome proved he had true leading man potential. Later that year, NBC offered him the role of a lifetime, Adam Cartwright, the sophisticated, college-educated eldest brother on a brand-new color television show called Bonanza, the Gilded Cage of the Ponderosa. While Bonanza quickly skyrocketed into a massive worldwide phenomenon, Pernell Roberts found himself living a creative nightmare. As a classically trained theater actor accustomed to playing diverse, complex characters, being locked into the exact same persona week after week felt like an artistic prison. Roberts grew deeply unhappy with the simplistic scripts. Even worse, it bothered him immensely that his character, a grown, educated man in his 30s, had to constantly ask his father, Ben Cartwright, for permission before making any decision. To Roberts, this dynamic felt childish, unrealistic, and insulting to the audience. He didn't hide his frustration, openly criticizing the network for churning out cheap television like an assembly line in a factory. He famously compared his time on the show to a world-class genius violinist being forced to play in a cheesy hometown band. Producers had promised him that the characters would grow and that the show would tackle real-world social issues, but those promises were broken in favor of a safe, money-making formula. Ultimately, Roberts felt his talent was rotting away. In 1965, at the absolute peak of Bonanza's fame and fortune, he made the shocking choice to walk away from the ranch, choosing his artistic dignity over a massive, guaranteed paycheck. A secret life of double tragedy. While the public focused entirely on his controversial Hollywood exit, Roberts was secretly carrying profound personal grief that he kept closely guarded from the world. Behind the scenes, his personal life was filled with a long, painful search for true happiness. Roberts was married 4 times. His first marriage, to college professor Vera Murray in 1951, blessed him with a sweet baby boy named Jonathan Christopher, whom they called Chris. Tragically, Chris would be Pernell's only child, and Roberts's heart was completely shattered when Chris died in a horrific motorcycle accident in 1989. After 2 more failed marriages, the final, most beautiful chapter of his love life belonged to Eleanor Criswell. They met under unusual circumstances as close friends, but after Eleanor's first husband was tragically killed in a car accident, the two leaned on each other for comfort. Their deep friendship blossomed into a wonderful love, and they married in 1997. Eleanor gave Pernell the peaceful, steady sanctuary he had spent his entire life searching for. When he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, Eleanor fiercely protected and cared for him until his very last breath in 2010. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to check out the other stories and shocking updates on our channel. We've covered many incredible celebrity journeys, tragic endings, and untold Hollywood secrets that you don't want to miss. Binge watch our previous videos to discover more surprising facts, emotional stories, and where your favorite stars are today. Your support helps us bring you more powerful content like this, so don't forget to explore, watch more, and stay tuned for the next video. The bitter curse of the Cartwrights. When Roberts walked away from Bonanza after the 6th season, he left a trail of shockwaves. His co-star Lorne Greene had begged him to stay, advising him to build up his wealth so he could eventually fund his own theater. But Roberts couldn't make any more artistic compromises. To explain his sudden absence, writers simply stated that Adam had gone away to sea. Hollywood executives punished Roberts for his rebellion. They used his name as a terrifying warning to other actors, telling them that if they didn't behave, they would end up in the same jobless, broke condition as Pernell Roberts. Indeed, Roberts faced years where the phones simply stopped ringing, though he eventually found massive television success again in the late 1970s as the star of the hit medical drama Trapper John, MD. Yet, while Roberts was fortunate enough to live a long life and reach a peaceful retirement, the rest of his on-screen family wasn't nearly as lucky. A dark cloud hung over the rest of the main cast as sudden medical disasters cut their lives heartbreakingly short. Dan Blocker, Haas the lovable, gentle giant, died suddenly in 1972 from a blood clot following routine gallbladder surgery. He was only 43 years old. Lorne Greene, Ben the iconic patriarch, passed away in 1987 at the age of 72 due to complications from pneumonia after surgery. Michael Landon, Little Joe, the charming youngest brother, who went on to create Little House on the Prairie, was diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer and passed away in 1991 at just 54 years old. The hard final scene. Knowing the immense tragedies that awaited the cast makes watching Pernell Roberts' final filmed episode, Dead and Gone, incredibly difficult today. In the episode, Adam is forced to deal with a dark, heavy storyline involving a ruthless adversary. There is no grand goodbye, no emotional send-off on screen. He simply rides out of frame, leaving the Ponderosa forever. Years later, Roberts was asked if he harbored any regrets about leaving the #1 show in America. He boldly replied, "Hell no. I don't have any regrets other than I wish I had left that show long before I did." He proved to the world that a man's happiness and artistic freedom are worth more than all the gold in Hollywood. Which Bonanza episode is your favorite to this very day? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Royal Time of Hollywood